my hands moving. Look at that. I'm literally not even moving my hands.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Devon Levesque.
Devon Levesque.
Devon Levesque.
When Devon first told me he was doing the bear crawl for the New York City Marathon, I was taken back for a minute.
Try bear crawling the entire 26.2 miles.
I find it hard to believe he's actually going to crawl across the finish line.
What's up? I'm Devon Levesque. I'm going to be bear crawling on all fours, on my hands and on my feet for 26.2 miles from Brooklyn all the way to Central Park. I have some supporters with me. We're doing this for a cause called FitOps Foundation to raise awareness for suicide and mental health. FitOps Foundation helps veterans in the U.S. military to find purpose again through fitness. We give them everything they might possibly need to join the fitness industry, business, marketing, and certifications, so they can train people and find purpose again after the military. I'm excited to do it. I think it's going to take me around 20 hours, but I have a good support system. We're going to get after it.
Listen, I'm the furthest thing from a priest, but Devon, as you all know, over the last year, has been working his ass off to prepare for this. And so we are all just blessed to be here. The FitOps Foundation is a nonprofit, and our primary mission is to change the lives of veterans through physical fitness. All of us here have been touched by suicide in one way or another. Certainly it hits really close to home for Devon and his family, and in his dad's honor. And I know I'm not supposed to share this in a prayer, but we're going to finish this thing one way or another. Amen. Go get it, Devon.
What I wasn't anticipating about the day of is that it's about 25 degrees out. It's the first cold day of the year. Everyone that was walking with me, there was 20 people, and they're all former teammates of mine or just close friends that have all played sports in their life. And my idea was that they all have a fourth quarter mentality. They all understand what it takes to go the distance in a game, in a tournament, in a championship game. And I look at this as a championship game, and they understand, God forbid, I get really low or I get really high, or, you know, my emotions are all over the place. They know how to handle those separate emotions. So everyone had their job, whether it was Nick doing the traffic, or Ashley doing the camera, or Chris, you know, holding the time and whatnot, or Sean Smith handing out, you know, all the sponsor shirts and whatnot. So everyone had their duties.
Nick is directing traffic and directing the crew. Say hello to Mama Levesque. He's gonna be wrapping Devon along the way, taking care of his hands. DJ is controlling the music.
I was just crossing the street. I was going wherever they told me to go, and mile number one, I felt amazing. I was actually going too fast, they say.
86, this is a well-known street, right?
Yeah. Slow down now. Good. Not right now. Not right now. Chris kept telling me to slow down because I'm above pace, but I just said not right now. I just felt so good here. I just had to keep going. So I just went 1 mile, I just didn't stop. I stood up. My training consisted of waking up at 3 a.m. every single morning, about 5 days a week, and just bear crawling for about 5 to 6 hours nonstop around the field. And so when I would do the laps around the field, every 4 laps would be a mile. Brian Lieber had a broom with him, and he was just, the streets of New York are pretty dirty. He was just wiping away the glass, anything that was on the ground. 3 miles went by really quick. What I didn't anticipate, it getting dark. It got dark super quick, and if I was to ever do it again, not that I'm going to, I would wear a headlamp for sure.
Good job. Watch your back, Ashley. Thanks, guys. All right, on the road again.
Okay, so we're at 3, 4, 5. Got it.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, ready? As you can see in my whoop here, my heart rate was hovering around 120 to 130-ish the whole way. It wasn't that volatile. It would pretty much stay around 120 the whole time. The reason I have to keep standing up is because the human body isn't meant to be on all fours for that long. The circulation of your blood won't go to your hands or to your feet. So if you're on all fours for too long, your hands and your feet just go numb completely. You can't feel them. You won't feel them hitting the ground at all.
Woo! Doing great. All right.
Every mile and a half, 2 miles, they would rewrap my hands, depending on how worn down the wraps would get. But there's about 7 layers of wrap that would go on. That's just on the hand, and then each finger would have its own individual wrap.
Next sponsor, Playbook.
Each mile and a half, we would have a different sponsor. Each sponsor would donate anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 just to have their name on the back of the shirt in order to donate towards the foundation.
Rob Duran with delivering pizza for everyone along the way. Follow his brand, Almost Home. Support local. Marty is having a great time. Has a reflector so we don't get hit by any cars.
Can you take my hat off?
All my homies would pretty much do whatever I say. If I'm like, yo, I need my hat to be taken off, I can't grab the hat with my hand because I have stuff all over my hands. Anytime I would need a water, or I would need my hat taken off, or guys, I need a sweatshirt, or I need more Pro Mix pre-workout, whatever it is, they would get it for me. So super, super thankful for that.
Approaching the One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge.
So we went all the way to the One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge, and the One Hotel is awesome hotel. If you haven't stayed there, stay there. But the One Hotel set up snacks for everyone, drinks for everyone once we got there. That was a really good accomplishment just to get there, let alone to do the whole 26.2. So One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge was one of the big milestones of this whole crawl. I wouldn't cheat anything. So if I stopped and I took 10 steps ahead on 2 feet, I would backtrack 20. Or if I had to go upstairs, I would go up the stairs on all fours. I wouldn't cheat at all. All 26.2 miles were crawled on all fours.
Nice little Friday evening. Nice little Friday evening, huh, buddy?
The Brooklyn Bridge was by far my favorite part of the whole crawl because I could feel every piece of the wood on the Brooklyn Bridge, and it was such a cool scene. Even though I wasn't looking up the whole time, it was such a cool visual scene of the entire downtown New York that it just gave me the energy just not to stop. So I didn't stop one time on the Brooklyn Bridge. Only time I did was at the middle, and that was to take a picture with everyone.
I'm all right. What are we at, Chris? Where are we at? Oh, up there?
Take some water.
Oh,
okay. Good.
There you go. Good. All right, one more.
One more lap. This is my 5th super coffee.
I have had a couple.
Which means I'm on schedule to have 10.
So how many super coffees have you had?
To be exact, actually 4. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Chris,
Six
Chris,
super coffees.
how many super coffees have you had?
All of them.
No, how many?
Everyone.
How many?
How many?
3.
You just threw up a little.
All right.
I threw up about 57 times in this entire race.
Better out than in.
He just ate a little bit, that's why. Look at this, look at this. 12 miles, guys, 12 miles.
Let's go.
Woo! 12 miles, guys.
At 12 miles was actually the hardest part of the whole race, and I'm kind of bummed that we didn't get it on video, and also kind of happy, but I freaked out. I took my headphones, I threw them across the road. I wasn't in a good place at all. I wasn't even halfway, I was freezing. It must have been 15, 20 degrees outside. My body wasn't warming up. I felt super exhausted and I just freaked out. Luckily, I had some epic people around me and they just kept my mindset and they helped me keep my mindset super clear and focused. So I got back on the road and just kept going.
14 miles. 14 miles but one.
That's mileage.
Mileage? I know, 'cause people are asking. Mileage though, we're over halfway. 14 miles, everybody.
Yeah, you gotta give it, dude. Come on, Chris. You ready, Chris?
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah,
Got
buddy.
this, Bubba.
Go, Deb.
Go, Steve.
Yeah, buddy, it's alive.
My hands were soaked completely. The ground was wet, it was freezing. The sun was just coming up, Upper East Side. I'll tell you one thing about Upper East Side is people just do not pick up after their dogs. The amount of dog feces that were just like on the sidewalk are insane. Upper East Side people, figure your shit out.
No idea.
Do we have zinc? My hand's moving. Look at that. I'm literally not even moving my hands. And they're moving.
My hands the day after I got back from boot camp.
I don't know what that means.
My quads are just cramping up. It's all quads. Can't even put it into words how sore my quads were at this point. I mean, it was just lactic acid just built up.
You know? We went straight overnight. No naps. 0 naps. What's he eating? Coconut, honey, water, chewing gum. Dates as well.
Chewing a lot of this gum. Energy gum.
Shout out to my boy Nick Simmons for his energy gum. It's actually amazing. It has caffeine in it. And I started chewing this on Saturday morning just to keep my energy up. Pro Mix pre-workout and the run gum, great combination. Also honey and coconut mania, coconut butter, they call it. So fats and caffeine, I was just crushing it.
29.
When I hit 20 miles, I knew that I was going to complete this. I knew the whole day, but when I was at 20 miles, I was super confident. I was like, all right, only 6.2 left.
21 miles. We'll be in Central Park soon.
So finally we get to Central Park. It was brutal. I didn't walk the route in Central Park and I didn't realize how many hills there were. Going uphill was easy. Going downhill, all the pressure was on my shoulders, so that was brutal. Every time I would look up, there'd be 10 more people.
22 miles, guys.
I'll tell you one thing, when I don't care what race it is, what challenge, anything you do in life, when you're on the last part, the last 5% or 10% of anything, I think it's always the hardest because you know that the end is right there, but yet you're still kind of so far away. But it's so close and you just want it to be over, but it's not. That's really where Pain Cave kicks in. You have to deep dive. You have to really deep dive into your brain and find energy when there's no energy and find intrinsic and extrinsic motivators when there really isn't. It's just you and you at that point for anything.
Just crushing it.
Very good.
Good.
I was just running through the same song in my head, Good Grace by Hillsong. Great song, it's a gospel song. And it was just constantly playing. Along with that, I just kept thinking, it's almost over. It's almost over. I don't have to do this anymore. It's almost over.
Thank you guys for the donations. Let's go, Dev.
Yes,
Richie, that did not work, I don't think. I don't think that worked.
The last, come on, you guys along the last mile.
Go, Dev.
If you have one,
Everyone, masks.
maybe throw it on.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. You got it, Dad!
I'm just baby steps at this point. When is this gonna end? People are screaming. A couple of my finger things have fallen off at this point, so it's just my raw skin on the pavement.
Get it. Guys, does everyone watch the back that's behind us?
Come on, Dan.
I just saw Chris Howell standing up there with the phone, and where he was at, it said 26.2, and I was just so stoked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna finish this, and I can't feel my body. I just remember everyone and the hype around me and how much awareness I think I just brought to a foundation. I don't even realize it hasn't even kicked in yet on how much. Well, we did it. I just bear crawled an entire marathon, 26.2 miles in 20 hours and 48 minutes. When everyone thought it could not be done, we did it. Everyone was like, it's impossible. There's no way this is possible for a human to do.
Let's go, Dad. Let's go, Dad. Yeah. Great job.
I wanted to raise awareness for something. And I just trained every day, every single day, and just constantly broke my body down and built it back up. And then most of all, I had some motivators. My father, FitOps Foundation, it just made the perfect recipe to bring awareness to a foundation that supports veterans and gives them purpose again through fitness. And if you guys can, please donate. These veterans survive war, but they come home and they don't survive home. And you know, they go through some pretty gruesome things. So I wish you guys could just check out the organization and support if you guys can. But thank you so much.
What an inspiration.